But anyway, yeah, I mean, you can sit there and you know, I mean, I have friends who they've gotten married and they got divorced and they sat there and they were like, I don't even know what, to some degree now, I don't even know what I saw in that person. And, you know, I mean, I have, you know, relationship in my past that I can sit there and say, I don't even know what the fuck, you know, and even though you sit there and you say that, you know,
who the hell are these guys?
Well, we were friends or whatever, you know, and this is where we came to, and this is where we went. Well, you know, that's still something that's subjective. And I mean, heck, how many times do you hear somebody say that, you know, my friends and family sat there, or people who were outside of the relationship said, this was a terrible relationship. You shouldn't do this. Why are you doing this to yourself?
No, he's paying me.
And, well, no, grunt fodder, that's what I'm saying, is that you can scientifically understand where things
come from.
You know, there's scientific understanding for where, you know, where some feelings come from, but that, I don't know. You know, maybe for me it's butts, but maybe for somebody else it's tits. I don't know. I mean, like, you know, TNA. Take your pick. You know, it's there are certain things, I think that for a lot of women a lot of times, and this is kind of a social thing, that a lot of women are very inclined to look at men and look at the man who has potential and they think they can fix. You know, they sit there and they're like, oh, but he has so much potential and I can fix him. Mm-hmm. I've been there. I've done that job. It sucks. There is no pay. There's no thanks. There's nothing, okay? There's nothing from that. You know, if a man's not fixed himself, he's not going to fix himself for you. Okay? If he hasn't fixed himself for him, he's not going to do it for you.
So wait, V-Man, you like butts. Do you like big butts? And can you lie?
Man likes big butts and he cannot lie. No other brother can deny. Yeah.
Yeah. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Kick them nasty thoughts.
Baby got back.
And now I'm going to say, lifting your right foot is not part of the song.
Quick thing before we continue. I was never saying that the science devalues the feeling or makes them not real. Okay? I'm not saying that makes it real. But you can sit there and there is a certain degree of, I can understand the cognitive side of it and I can understand the chemical side of it. We're I'll get to that in a second, grunt fodder.
Ooh, that's the one I was talking about earlier.
Oh, that's
super metal.
Super metal. Damn. That's like super metal mech droid. Okay? Okay, but no, the thing is that what I'm saying is that you understanding the cognitive and understanding the chemical might be ways of understanding certain things that people have done. I'm not saying that the emotions aren't real, but after the fact, after you've broken up with somebody, I think that in a lot of ways, having those can act as almost a cathartic understanding, that you can sit there and be like, oh, so there was a part of me that sat there and thought this, or that, you know, I understand that things have changed, and that, you know, these are components of reality. These do have an influence, and that they don't step in and sit there and say that, oh, well, what you were feeling was never real, because I would never sit there and say that the emotions and the feelings that I have for Dave aren't real, but that, you know, understanding the chemical and the cognitive and the emotional component all together, I think that really does lead to some understanding, you know, that you sit there and you can come to some kind of realization of some sort, of any sort, you know.
Just wandered into some kind of shitstorm.
I'm gonna guess that it's probably the Brotherhood or Super Mutants.
There's a bunch of Super Mutants.
Pick your point.
There's Super Mutant and Brotherhood.
Ah, I was right.
You know what? This isn't my problem.
No. That's their shit. They can deal with that. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, you know, I'm not saying that your emotions are not justifiable or real, whatever. I mean, because really, real is subjective to some degree. I mean, one person might say it's real, but another person might sit there and say, no, that's not real. But once again, it's a case of it's subjective to your perspective, and you know, I mean, I've seen a lot of women who sit there and will hang on to a bad relationship because of the fact that the people around her are saying, no, this is a bad relationship. You shouldn't be doing this. This is bad for you. It's kind of one of those realizations of, you know something? Everybody comes to a realization in their own time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's... And nobody is going to be okay with you sitting here and being like... And saying that my emotions and my feelings aren't true. You know? And that's kind of what this is going to, is that... You know, and I would never tell somebody that their emotions and feelings aren't true. Because they're true to them. I have no idea what that is.
That looks an awful lot like a fat man.
You know something? Here, don't dog on Jaden Smith. You know, I give him props for being... You know, being the best that he can be. You know? I think in many ways, you know, individuals like Jaden Smith, they want the best. You know, they hope for the best, but they don't know. My God, this gunner private is just running around like a fucking shitstorm in a breeze.
If we didn't learn them, they'd be all about the shop.
Okay.
A little bit of Kipling there for you.
Well, no. I mean, the thing is I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything negative about Jaden Smith. I think that he's a very open individual that has some really in some ways, I think that every person can sit there and see themselves to a certain degree in Jaden Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not jaded. He has the youth that's not. He's not jaded.
No,
he's
some
willing to sit
come
there
down
and
to play with us.
He's willing to do things that people don't necessarily accept, and you know, I'm fine with that. I'm not. I have no beef with Jaden Smith. Okay. I mean, I only know a small fraction of whatever the hell is going on with Jaden Smith.
So much for the Motor of Steel.
Okay. But that, you know, there's a certain degree of... I can understand a certain degree of people wanting to emulate because in some ways he is naive. He has a certain naivety that is in conflict with certain aspects of reality. And, you know, I don't... You know, I mean, he's a young individual who's going to go through life, and he's going to make mistakes, and he's going to he's going to make mistakes, and he's going to make
not my problem.
Correct choices. And you know something? The only person who's going to really know what those are for him is going to be him. You know, so because of the fact that we're not Jaden Smith, I don't want to judge him. I don't want to judge him overly harshly. I don't want to sit there and, you know, say terrible things about him. I think that he has the naivety of youth, and I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know?
Splatter. Yeah, I'll deal with Clint in a moment. I'm just gonna deal with more immediate problems.
Like these privates.
Fucking privates. Keep your privates out of other privates' privates.
Nice. Okay. Just as a comment, I actually saw a brief discussion with Will Smith on somewhere. I don't remember where. And one of the things he sat there and he said was that, you know something, part of him regrets the fact that he allowed his son to allow Jaden to have so much free will, you know, or, you know, made decisions that were, you know, completely his at a much younger age, you know, and he sat there and he said to a certain degree that he regrets that. That's something that he kind of regrets because, you know, in some ways, by doing that, he didn't give protection to his child, you know? So, you know, I mean, this isn't even about Scientology, okay? I've got my issues with Scientology. I've got my issues with multiple variants of religion. I don't trust... Okay, I'm going to come out and say it. I don't trust any formatted religion. I don't, because I feel like most religions are schemes to keep a certain demographic down and lead a certain demographic to power. That's my view. It's not everybody's view. I recognize that. But I'm inherently distrustful of religions. Okay? I grew up Catholic, so I know what the religions say and the like. You know, I have my beef with religions. I just don't trust them.
Probably should have advised, allowed him an unsupervised Twitter account, just like our president-elect.
I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back. I feel this is an appropriate moment for me to sit there and walk away.
Some people just shouldn't be allowed a unsupervised Twitter account.
Some people need a keeper.
And Clint here appears to be stuck, so I'm just going to take advantage of that and murder him. So one thing when you're shooting, you're going to sit there when you have recoil from your rifle. It's going to jerk everything a little bit. Then you just kind of let it settle back down to that natural place to where it lines up with the target, and you fire again. So Clint here is just standing one place, so I'm convinced that he is too dumb to live. He's got a skull that says he should be, like, you know, a terrifying threat to me, but whatever.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think that religion can be... Okay. Because Grandfather brings up a fair point, that religions have valuable uses and horrifying abuses sometimes at the same time. Here's my thing. I feel like in many ways the entire...
What a waste of time.
He fell off the building.
Well, that should make him easier to loot. I mean, I guess the thing with religion is a case of, you know, there are some people who truly believe and they truly want what's best. Okay? There's another group of people who sit there and use it as a reason to sit there and ostracize or view other people as different.
Let's see. DC Guard Helm. That's pretty shitty.
Okay? So, that
Quadruples durability for her fist.
he wasn't on a diving board, B-Man. Of course he didn't do a flip. He wasn't on a diving board.
He realized this was a terrible plan and decided to end it all.
Good enough. But yeah, so you know, my reasons for my distrust of religion, they're my own, and I don't expect anybody to understand them or
Oh shit.
Motherfucker with a fat man.
I am not giving him any room to get to me.
Quad?
I don't know that would help.
Sniper?
He is above me in this church. I need to get... oh, shit. Getting close to him might not help me.
Wait a minute. Can you get up to the... Okay, I think this would be appropriate time to save.
And he just tried to shoot a nuke.
I think you need to save. Fucking corporal, you're not even a sergeant.
The gunner's kind of weird that way.
That looked like it hurt.
Okay. Anyway, so you know, my opinion stands as it is. It's mine. I'm not expecting anybody to sit there and say that it's good, bad, or other. I really don't care.
Ooh, a sturdy combat armor chest piece.
Okay, that's really not what this is about. And, you know, I can sit there and say that I find Scientology questionable.
Hey, it's Cricket.
Oh, God. I think you should hide from Baker.
I should.
God,
He's
it's
got
funny
a
that
nuke.
we know a guy named Baker. And we're like, hide from him.
Yes, hide from him.
Hide from him. Okay? You know, so, you know... my stance is totally my own, and I don't expect anybody to sit there and conform or anything like that. That's not what this is about. And I
just need to get in
and
here.
the only reason I have real issue with Scientology is because of the fact that it's like so many religions, but in fact, in some ways, it's worse than some religions because it's manifestly controlling and manipulative. Mm-hmm. You know, and I hate that. I rail against that.
Hey, Sturgis Terminal.
Oh, hey,
Sturgis was
Sturgis? That's one of your guys.
Yeah.
Mom Murphy's Verge. Visions.
Adam Cat's garage earlier. Mom Murphy's new vision. So this is where the Minutemen came from. Mm-hmm. All of Preston's group.
Actually, this makes sense because this is what they were talking about
when
you first met them. We thought we were going to be safe here, but in come a bunch of fucking raiders and essentially chased us out.
So this is where Preston's group came from.
Huh.
And Sturgis was here. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened there.
That was a rocket launcher.
Okay, you know what? Not my problem.
At present? No, it's not. But yeah, so my issue with the Scientology is because I think that it's more manipulative than even
most
general religions because of how it's set up and the fact that it's done to
Hi, Baker.
that it's essentially done in a way that's meant to manipulate people out of money that they might not necessarily be able to afford. To your right.
Hey, Baker.
There you go.
Why did you get out of your power armor?
Headshots. Boom.
Headshot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of my beef with the whole, you know, the whole Scientology thing is that I feel like it's inherently, I mean, even of the wealthy people that it Kohl's, it is, you know, it is so fucking broken, and just inherently false because, you know, I really get the feeling that the people at the top don't really believe this shit any more than, you know.
Baker's down here. He fell off the building.
Yes, he did. But yeah, I feel like Scientology is really just a Hallmark cult. I've seen plenty of those. But, you know, to some degree, to me, my personal view of religion in general is that most of them have some of the hallmarks. You know? Of some of the basic hallmarks. And, you know, that's my view. And nobody else has to believe that or agree with me. But here's the thing, is like, you know, at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and
having a barbecue.
You know, Jaden Smith, he grew up with Scientology. I don't know if he's actively a Scientologist. Why did you grab those gumdrops?
I grabbed them.
Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, I don't know if he's actively a Scientologist, you know, like his parents. And you know, I'm not a parent. I never chose to have kids.
Whee!
You know, I never chose to have kids. We chose not to have kids. And, you know, that's perfectly all right. And, you know, to some degree, because I don't have kids, I find it kind of difficult to judge some people with kids because, you know, maybe they did make the wrong decision. You know? Maybe they thought they were doing the right thing, but you know, it's kind of one of those cases of, you know, I understand the fact that it's hard to be a parent. You know? I understand that. I mean, you're giving this kid, well, you
have this kid.
You have this kid that you are given no instruction on. And even if you were given instruction on, it's bullshit because it's not going to inherently work. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can have 3 kids. Hell, you can have 6 kids already, and the 7th kid you're going to fuck up, okay? I can talk about that because I know that firsthand. That you sit there and
number 7. Oh, god damn it.
That, you know...
That's a lot of minds.
So it is. But yeah. You know, the thing is that... Well, I mean, here's the thing. You say that considering who his parents are, he most probably is. Actually, you know, based upon who his parentage are, doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's entirely probable and possible that he's rejected Scientology.
Heavy combat armor.
Nice.
So armor like
how much could you get for that, fat man?
Not very much.
Okay, I was just gonna. What's an Ushanka hat? I'm just curious.
That.
What the fuck is that?
So okay, I'm gonna need to trade with MacCready.
Hey, MacCready, here.
Yeah,
Take some shit.
So combat armor comes in multiple variants, I should say. You have things like
light power, or light.
Basic power armor. So here's the thing. This is my incendiary combat armor chest piece. Has a basic damage resistance. 24 to 30. 24 is the base. That's with the best thing I can put on it there. Heavy combat armor chest piece has a base of 35 points. So it's this without any improvements is 11 points better than my current combat armor. So heavy combat armor is about the best you can do as far as it goes.
So essentially, Ushankas are kind of like wool Russian hats?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sturdy armor is about the intermediate level. So it's nice, but... Okay.
Are you upgrading?
I'll have to eventually at some point.
Well, I mean, like right now.
Not right now.
You're giving shit to him. No.
But I can actually put the asbestos perk on the heavy armor I got and make it even better.
Kinky.
Yeah, so I'm going to pause for a second.
Okay. So shakas are essentially what we think of when you wear, like, when you go flying. Is that what it is? Good.
Okay, so that's some sweet combat armor.
Okay. But as to the whole thing with Jaden, you know, Jaden Smith, he's like what? In his late teens, early 20s?
Good question.
And fuck, he could be our kid. Okay? So this is the last thing I'm going to say about Jaden Smith. Okay? As somebody who was raised Catholic, who is not Catholic anymore. Okay? As somebody who's not Catholic anymore, whatever their parents were does not necessarily define the child.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Maybe he has had some kind of realization or whatever it is. Okay? It seems like he is trying to do good in general.
Mm-hmm. He's just not very good at it.
But maybe he's not the best at it. And, you know, maybe that's partially because he is such a well-known actor's kid. I mean, fuck.
Struggling?
I mean, I am the way I am, and I have parents who are, like, fucked up, okay? I mean, we all have parents who are fucked up, and we sit there and we deal with the residual, and we try to be the best that we can. That's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got fucked up parents. I mean, even the best parents are fucked up, whether it's fucked up that... Hell, I have a friend whose parents sit there and she got a divorce, and she sat there and she said, my parents sit there and are constantly talking about how, you know, they don't want to sit there and say bad things about my ex. And they don't want to hear me say bad things about my ex. And that's a hard thing to hear from your parents.
Gunners from Quincy are always coming in here trying to get their mitts on our suits.
Yeah.
Keep
Side
trying
note,
to tell Zeke.
we're hanging out with
Go
the
in
Adam
there,
Cats now.
Take them all out.
You know, I saw that and I saw Red Robin and I was like, God damn it, I want a Red Robin burger. And there's not a goddamn place near here. I'm gonna just sit here and cry. Okay?
Would you want to go to Oklahoma City to get a Red Robin burger?
If they had one. I don't know that they do.
Oh, somebody else's ex, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's not my ex. But I mean, he's an asshole. You know,
Rowdy.
he's an asshole to the extent that she divorced him. And you know something?
The most far out mods.
I knew him. I know him. And you know, I'm gonna be honest. I totally understand why she
It's a
fucking
haven for cats too.
divorced him. And actually, I sat there and I said, "You deserve so much better," because this is a friend of mine who I look at as a little sister.
That's what.
And I was like,
Rowdy, I like the cut of your jib.
Let's see what you got.
Jibs. But yeah, I sat there and I was like, I think you deserve so much better than the way he's treating you. Okay? And I hope And you know, I wasn't being an asshole about it. I'm like, you know something? I just don't think you guys are good together. You know, it's not that one of you is a total asshole and one of you is a total saint. It's a case of you guys are bad together.
Don't make me carry that worthless crap.
And I've known women who sat there and are like, I can't trust him. I think he's going to cheat on me. And I'm like, why are you still with him? No, I'll be honest. In college, I sat there and I had a girl sit there and be like, you know something? I just can't trust him. And I looked at her point blank and I said, why are you dating him? If you literally... seriously, he must have had a Johnson like a fucking mile long and gave orgasms like candy. Because that's the only thing I can fathom. Because I looked at her and I was like... A relationship is built on trust.
I'm Rowdy,
Rowdy spoken word poetry.
and
I'm not even going to touch
I
this.
wrote this
Okay?
poem.
And I sat there and I told
Let her have
her,
a moment.
What's it called?
you know, why do I feel like this is some kind of sexual
And
thing?
ode to my
What is this
hammer.
called? Yeah. Oh god, this is a threesome. Ah,
Ode to my
shit.
hammer, so heavy and nice. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
I'm with you, Rowdy. This sucks.
Oh, Rowdy, come back. Can someone turn off the recorder?
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, so, you know, ultimately, I told her, I was like, the basis of a relationship is trust.
Ooh, unarmed bobblehead.
Nice. You're right, Gruntfrodo, that the bad relations happen to everyone, and fear keeps you with
This is
a bad
Adam
relationship
territory.
far longer.
Taking stocks. Litter box.
Oh, I've never heard that one before. Well, if you need someone to show you around, I'm your girl.
B-man,
Just
I
passing
don't
through.
think a hammer is a penis.
If you want the lay of the land around,
No matter what Captain Hammer says.
I don't care what Captain Hammer says. Don't believe him.
I was just leaving.
The hammer is not his
stay a
penis.
while. I'll give you the lowdown.
It's useless, but hey, gotta give the collection.
Anyway, but yeah, so you know, if you don't have a basis for a relationship,
Rowdy handles the power.
you know where you gotta
She's
go.
also the coolest chick I know.
When you're constantly
Usually
sitting here and
hangs out
being
in
like
the
he's gonna
garage.
cheat on me, or I can't trust him at a
Whatever.
party, or whatever,
That isn't power armor. He's got it covered.
you're never gonna build anything.
Duke and
And the
Johnny
funny
G
thing
keep the
is
keepers
that the
open
friends
for
that I
bad
gave that
news
advice
who wanna
to
mess
ended
with
up
you.
breaking up with the
Oh,
dumbass
done.
because he was a dumbass because he was cheating on her.
And well,
Uh-huh.
just
And she's a
dare
wonderful
you to find
woman.
A cat cooler than Zeke. And then there's
And,
me, the newest Adam cat, Roxy. Got it all memorized, Jack?
I did not think that anybody was being a pervert, and I'm sorry that you didn't get to hear the.
Rowdy's
Oh.
poem about an ode to her
Adam
hammer.
Cat territory.
I was
Look at
just-
Zeke.
Cool name. Intimidating.
Go back to nowhere.
He's amazing.
You belong. Oh, I know what this is. You want to join up with the cats, don't you? I guess you don't look like a total wet rag.
Danny.
And you don't look like you've ever used one.
Oh,
You know who he looks like?
you got me, Jack.
He
You
looks
got
like
me.
Danny
All
Zuko.
right,
Yeah.
all right. Hey, you're one step closer to Coolsville.
No mods.
Let's put your skills to the test. My girl Rowdy should have something for you to get your bread hooks on. She also trades in power armor mods and frames. Get yourself hooked up while you're there, Jack.